you ever watched a dub that has made you want to die? While perusing the internet one night, I made a personal discovery that would change my life forever. One that would torment my nightmares and even make me think twice about my job as a YouTuber. Today, I spent 4 hours watching this.
What are you going on about, Beerus?
Hey, you didn't do so badly, you know.
What?
Now, some of you out there might be wondering, why? Why TNM? Why would you knowingly subject yourself to this wet fart of a dub? And in truth, I don't know. But one thing is for sure, I did it. And because of that, today I'm going to review Bang Zoom Entertainment's English dub for Dragon Ball Super. So, the wonderful people over at Bang Zoom Entertainment were tasked with crafting an English dub for India and Southeast Asia. I didn't know anything about them before jumping into this experience, but apparently they are a production studio based out of California. Now, when I looked more into it, these guys apparently had a long list of anime I liked under their belt, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kill la Kill, and even Makoto Shinkai's 5 centimeters per second. Now, I've never seen any of these dubbed, but knowing that this dubbing company helped produce some English dubs for these shows, it gave me hope. Hope that perhaps Funimation might have competition in the English dubbing department. Needless to say, I was wrong. This is easily one of the strangest interpretations of Super I have ever seen. Now, the first thing you might be wondering is, why do they sound so weird? Why is the aspect ratio 3:4? Why is this happening? All of these are perfectly sane questions. To tell you the truth, finding this diarrhea abortion of a dub online was actually insanely difficult. Because I don't live in Asia, there's really nowhere for me to watch it. The only place that seemed to have the viewable files was a website called toonanimeindia.in. And whoever was recording and uploading these must have been recording off an old box TV or something. I honestly didn't even know Dragon Ball Super could play on something like that. And that's not all. On top of this patch job of a collection, there are episodes missing too. 4 to be exact. I couldn't find the full episodes for 2, 3, 6, and 7. Random, I know. But fret not, ladies and gentlemen, because the website says they are coming soon. So, look forward to that. And I'm sorry for rambling on about this setup for this, but it was so strange I felt like I needed to give context for this Southeast Asian English dub found on an Indian website recorded in 3:4 aspect ratio. So let's begin. As soon as episode 1 begins, we quickly realize that we are not in Kansas anymore. This is Lex Lang. And he has an interesting take on the character of Goku. Yes, this is what we're dealing with here. And I promise, it gets worse. Bemused, confused, and a range of other adjectives, I ventured off to the internet once again. I figured that if it spat out this monstrosity, it must have some information on it too. Apparently, Lex Lang is a very accomplished voice actor. Or at least I would assume so, given the amount of credits I found under his name. Then, I saw it. Out of the corner of my eye. He was the voice actor for War Greymon from Digimon back in the 90s! I had literally no idea. So that's pretty cool. Doesn't explain the piss poor delivery, but it's pretty cool. This is his first time working for Bang Zoom Entertainment as far as I can discern. But just so we know who's doing the voice, I'm gonna put Lex's handsome face right there for his performances. Yeah, that looks great. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention about the production of this show is that the title cards, the beginning, and the ending are all the Japanese versions. They didn't get the necessary materials together to produce a title card of their own English version, like the Funimation dub did, which just adds to the overall quality of this, I think. Moving on, the first voice you'll hear is the narrator, who's a 40-year-old that sounds like a 20-year-old trying to sound like a 30-year-old.
Our world once again balanced on the precipice of destruction.
Considering the English Funimation dub and the Japanese original took similar approaches, I'm genuinely confused why they chose this voice for this role. Oh, and remember Funimation's Majin Buu? Well, imagine they took the most annoying aspects of that character, it's screaming, and made an entire voice based around that. Sounds insane, right? Why would they ever do that?
Hey, Hercule! I am starting! I
And that's not where the strange voice choices end. Archie Fletcher's Beerus sounds like Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! Doing an impression of Beerus, which is interesting? Just kidding, it's shit.
Oh, really? This is your best?
One or two of the cast are actually pretty good, ignoring the terrible script, of course. But we'll get to that. With the majority of the remaining being largely inoffensive for the most part, but only if by inoffensive you meant terrible impressions of the Funimation cast.
Get out! I am still training. You may tell my wife that I am not attending any absurd celebrations.
It's honestly mind-blowing the sheer lack of effort and innovation that went into this production.
What?
Minus one or two characters, every one of them is in some way trying to copy the Funimation dub. And those that aren't have such a lazy or embarrassing interpretation of their characters. Believe it or not, I can actually see certain aspects of this dub being better than Funimation's in specific ways to certain people. I am not one of those people, and I never will be, but there are moments where arguments can be made that they did a better job than Funimation with regards accuracy to the original. You know, minus the terrible script and blah blah blah. Did I just give Bang Zoom Entertainment a compliment? Oh, that actually hurt to say. The voice of Bulma, Wendy Swan, is relatively harmless and I would consider quite good. This isn't her first time filling the role of Bulma either. 3 decades ago in the 80s, she voiced Bulma for the Harmony Gold dub of the original Dragon Ball. Unfortunately, she also directed the voiceover for the Dragon Ball Evolution video game. However, the best performance in the first arc comes from Michael McConaughey, who voiced King Kai, the second and final individual to come from the original 1980s Harmony dub. I'm personally a fan of Sean Schimmel's version of King Kai, however it's clear that McConaughey produces a much more faithful interpretation of the Japanese character. Too bad others didn't work out the same way. Where to begin? Oh, I know.
It just... when did I... But wait, if I'm not a god anymore, why don't I feel any weaker? Hey Beerus, what's going on?
What's going on here?
Lex Lang's Goku is the fucking worst. There are so many instances where his reactions or lines sound worse than a crappy school play.
Hey, you didn't do so badly, you know.
What?
I mean, come on. That cannot be the best take they had. How bad were these recording sessions?
What was their house like?
It's really big.
Well, that's the only way Hercule knows how to be.
On a serious note, apparently Sean Schimmel even mentored him for the role, giving him advice on how to approach it. But these are truly terrible takes. And not just that, the script is absolutely dreadful. The next clip I'm going to show you broke me. It literally broke me. It's easily the weirdest choice this dub ever made for the first arc. Check it out.
There's a new rule! No more headbutting, Goku! I bet it hurt though, didn't it?
It did not.
Oh yes it did!
After seeing that, I exclaimed, they gotta be fucking with me. Because that scene, as well as this entire production, is a joke. Aside from a few good performances here and there, this is easily one of the most incompetent English adaptations Dragon Ball has ever had. And I'm standing by that. Say what you want about the big green dub, but this Bang Zoom Entertainment bullshit reaches over 250 million people across the world, which is fucking insane to me. They do know the internet is a thing, right? They could just, you know, watch the show and derive the script from the subtitles. Fan dubs of the series have done a more straightforward and faithful job. There are scenes in this production which would make you wonder if they've ever seen a single episode of Dragon Ball.
You really want to see the fury of a Super Saiyan? Well then, here you go.
I mean, it's just embarrassing. This is an officially licensed dub of Dragon Ball Super. I'm speechless. I really don't think I've ever seen a more obnoxious interpretation of my favorite character.
What, you think I can't tell when you're not going all out?
Saw right through me.
Called it!
But this doesn't begin and end with Goku. Beerus is almost as bad. Some of their exchanges sound as though neither of them care about what they're doing. Maybe they knew how bad this was going and just decided to have some fun. I cringed so frequently during my first viewing of this dub that my face actually hurts. This dub literally hurt me, physically. This is a dub that really no person living in the West, no, actually, no, scratch that. No living person should ever be forced to watch this. Its line delivery is strange, irregular, and wrong a lot of the time. It changes the motivations of characters as well as the original script, and is despicably boring. However, while I think this is a fucking terrible English dub that borders on insulting the source material, there is something charming about it in an ironic way, I suppose.
What?
If you look past the fact that this is the primary source for hundreds of millions of people. I ragged on a lot of different performances during this video, but make no mistake, no matter how good a voice actor is, if the script is bad, it's next to impossible to get anything good out of it. And given that the vast majority of the cast gave neutral to terrible performances, I'm guessing the direction was terrible also. As of writing this video, the dub has been cancelled. But the Resurrection F arc of this is available in its entirety. So who knows, I might subject myself to that someday too for your amusement. As always, comments and ratings are very much appreciated, and I will see you guys next week. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for watching.
What?